Greetings, geeks and geekerellas. It is me. I am back. This time with something, I guess you could say new. Before I get into what I'm doing today, a little teeny bit of backstory. You see, I like all types of shows, but I only cover the Supergirl and Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow. I covered Flash at one time, but that was an exception, and Arrow. But anyway, typically I only review Supergirl, Legends, and Doctor Who, because Doctor Who you can always start whenever you want with reviewing or watching. Each new season is like a brand new fresh start with companions or the Doctor or hell now showrunner. Anywho, the reason why beyond Doctor Who I stuck with Supergirl and Legends is because I was able to get to them on the ground floor and review their first episode and keep going. Granted, I did miss a few times, but I tried to stay on a steady pace. And you see, the problem is though, is a lot of these shows that I like and might want to review are already in progress. So, like Game of Thrones. I seriously debated on whether or not to review Game of Thrones last season, but there was just so much backstory that I thought that would lead to too much of a large first video, and I just didn't want to deal with all the hassle. And then now, for the new show that you can see in the title, I decided, hey, why not do a preamble, a quick little thing to tell you my history about it, and that this might be a reoccurring, not ongoing, because I don't want to review everything, but this will be like a reoccurring series on my channel that will be a preamble to a show that I want to review, but it's already in progress, so you can't start from zero. So instead of starting from zero, I'm starting from a separate video. This video is the first one, and as you can see, it's for Once Upon a Time. I know, surprise, but I love this show. And my story with it is kind of complicated, which is why I wanted to make a video. See, the thing is with Once Upon a Time is, I believe I actually got in on the ground floor and started watching it when it was weekly airing on TV. And I did genuinely like season 1. And I thought it was good. Then I got to season 2 and I thought it was really good. And I loved it. And I loved season 3. It's just like they kept throwing more and more characters at us that you love. Like Captain Hook and Zelina and Cora. And then season 4 happened and it kind of teetered a bit with the sticking in the frozen characters, then them seeming like they didn't really have an overarching story for the second half. But it was still good, it's just it wasn't as good, and so my interest, other things started to take over. And I started marathoning the shows and started to put it on the back burner to season 5, which did end on a damn good note. But season 5, I think I watched the first half live, But then the second half kind of didn't, because I was getting a little worn out by it, because the Dark Swan thing was a little weird and drawn out, but yet also felt too quick at the same time because it was only half season. And then I was like, okay, time went on. I focused on other shows, put it in the backside of my mind once upon a time. But then I started to hear good things about season 6. I was like, okay, maybe I'll try it. And so I started to try to go on Netflix and watch it. And I ended up quitting after like 3 episodes just because other things were better. I thought it wasn't bad, it's just I had other priorities on my TV list. And then that got put in the back burner. Then I heard about the twist for season 7. And I purposefully spoiled myself for it and found out the twist. And so I was like, okay, I'm interested now. I want to see this. Even if it's bad, I will dredge through it. And I will dredge through it, and then I will start anew with season 7 and try to give it a different chance because it's a soft reboot. Well, as it ended up happening, I liked the parts of the rest of season 5 that I watched, and then, surprise above surprises, I loved season 6. Season 6 was awesome. And now I cannot wait for season 7. I mean, I hate to see all those guys go, but if they keep the same quality with these new, fresh stories, oh my god, this sounds really good. And for those that don't mind getting spoiled and all, or just want a quick refresher, just quick rundown, because I always like to do plot recaps in my reviews, so I will try to recap all of Once Upon a Time quick. Season 1. Season 1 was about Emma coming to Storybrooke, realizing about the curse, and stopping the curse. That was season 1. Season 2 was... shit. I just watched a reminder about season 2. Oh yeah, season 2 was the non-fairy book character coming there. And they had drama with that. And then that all ended. We had other stuff in between. But then that ended with him and another human girl who knew magic existed taking Henry to Never Never Land. And then the main characters, including Gold, Regina, even Hook, and all of them going to Never Never Land. They faced Hook. They thought that they won, and came in season 3. They went to tried to find Henry, get a way to find him. Finally going to Never Never Land. Neverland. Don't know why I said Never Never. Neverland. Then rescuing him, only to find out that it's Pan who switched bodies, because lo and behold, Peter Pan is the most evil son of a bitch out there. Minus his wife. But we'll get to that later. Because yeah, Peter Pan is Rumpelstiltskin's father, and he's even eviler than him. And so we go to... And then season 3 is about them getting back realizing that something's wrong with Henry, realizing that they need to finally put down Pan. They do, and they realize that's Henry, and Henry convinces them that it's really him. They switch back, la-di-da. They think everything is fine and everything is perfect, but curse comes along. An accidental curse comes along, and in order to save everyone, Regina has to make the ultimate sacrifice, which is give up the one thing that she loves, which is Henry. And so she saves the day, and leaves and goes to New York. By the way, we are in season 4 at this point. Season 4, this is why it kind of went a little downhill, because after that, season 4 was about Henry and Emma in New York. Hook coming to say that there's a new curse. And that this is still season 3. Sorry, I'm getting my seasons mixed up. And then them having to come back to Storybook, and Emma remembers thanks to a magical potion, but Henry just doesn't. You know, the kid who was the one person who believed is the one person kept out of the loop for some reason. And then we find out the big evil who caused this took a year away from the Storybook characters. Zelina! Yeah. One of the best characters on the show. Yeah. I love her. If you couldn't tell. But anyway, so we find out that Zelina, the evil witch, the wicked witch from Dorothy, is actually Regina's sister, and she wants revenge. That's what this whole thing is about. And so they fix all that, and everything seems fine. And then we go to season 4. Season 4 is where we start to get a little down, because we get the odd, almost mandated insertion of the Frozen characters. But I do like that they separated the Ice Queen and Elsa as 2 separate characters. And even the Ice Queen, they kind of redeemed at the end, but she died anyway. But they just are like, alright, we were here, now bye. And the second half, you know who the big bad is? Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah, for some reason. And so he brings in the evil witches, which are Maleficent, who's back from the dead, because Emma killed her, remember? Cruella, who, ooh boy, she's an awesome character, who actually has magic this time, and I like that. And then we get Ursula, who she's, in this version, she's the daughter of Poseidon, and they redeem her and gave her a good story. And I really like where they left off with her, and I hope she returns sometime, at least for a guest spot. And Cruella, we find out that Cruella actually dated a man named the author who wrote the Once Upon a Time book. And then we find out that Henry's the new author after they saved the day, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. Then we go to the end of season 4 is Emma has, in order for Regina not to become the Dark One, Emma sacrifices herself to become the Dark One. And so season 5 is about Dark Swan for the first half. And then we find out that she's not the only Dark One. She connected Killian to it, but we also find out that we get the introduction of the Merlin-verse characters. All of them. Even Merlin himself. King Arthur is a douche. And we get introduced to all of that. And then once that is all settled up, they then have to go to the underworld, where we get Hades as the big bad. And even he gets somewhat redeemable, but ultimately evil. And also, by the way, in season 4, I believe it was, we found out that Robin Hood was Regina's one true love. Her true love. And so at the end of season 5, he gets obliterated. Not just killed, obliterated. And then Selena is forced to kill her true love, which is Hades. So both sisters have lost their true loves, but they're still a little at odds with each other going on season 6, which season 6 is too complicated to explain. I just say go watch it. It's a good ending of everyone's story throughout the whole entire show. Everyone gets a good ending. And that is because, spoiler alert, their stories are basically over, minus 4 characters. Everyone on the show, minus 4 characters, their stories are done. Now we follow Gold, who's under a new name, Hook, who's under a new name, Regina, who's under a new name, all of them under new names because they're facing a new curse in a new realm, and our lead is no longer Emma, it's an adult Henry, played by a different actor. Oh yeah, there's a 5th character that we follow, new character, Henry's daughter. Yes, this is gonna, which by the way they've already revealed in casting and everything. The baby mama is Cinderella. No, not Cinderella that we met in season 6, that we caught back up with in season 6. No, it's a new Hispanic Cinderella, so yay. Anyway, I've been talking for too long. Thank you for joining me. If you watched all the way through, thank you. I know this was probably a drag, and I hope you will join me for actually doing week by week episode reviews of Once Upon a Time as it starts proper next week, next Friday as of recording this. But anyway, till next time. Nope, that is not how I end my anymore. This is the true proper ending. Till next time and beyond.